Hello everybody, welcome back to another video for the day. Now we're going right back into Tales of Neckbeard, one of the lovely story times that you can smell through your computer. So if you have not already, be sure to like the video, comment down below during the video if there is something you would like to talk about, and afterwards consider subscribing to the channel and becoming part of that amazing notification squad. Let's get right into this, let's go! Our first story comes to us from username Legally Fry. Don't mess with a Neckbeard's girl. I've read a lot of these stories and was always pretty glad to not have a Neckbeard story, and then I remembered, yes I do, well kind of. Sorry if this is the wrong place to post. This goes back a few years to my freshman years of high school. The middle schools had combined into one school, and for whatever reason, pretty much no one from my middle school continued on, much less joined the marching band. This meant I joined into a section of people that all pretty much knew each other already. It didn't help that one of the seniors made it their goal to have their own clique in the section, of which I wasn't a part of. Of course, there were some new people from other schools, but they didn't want anything to do with me, so that led me to make friends outside of my section. So that's what happened. The person I became closest to was a senior from the Woodwinds. She tried to include me in and out of practice, invited me to play Magic the Gathering or D&D with her, and trying to set me up with one of her friends so we could do double dates. Overall, things were pretty great with her, the main issue being her boyfriend, the Neckbeard. He, at the time, was a sophomore and utterly despised anyone who so much as spoke to his girl. No joke, this dude pretty much always wore a trench coat and a fedora. This was paired with his neckbeard, practices became boring, and I never really had a chance to talk to my friend without him butting in and butting me out. The season ended without much issue. The pep band season wasn't quite the same. While playing Spin the Bottle or Truth or Dare, you spun a bottle, whoever it landed on picked a Truth or Dare, and the group decided on the Truth or Dare. His girlfriend was asked about her ideal three-way. A bit awkward / uncomfortable, but okay, her boyfriend did not like this. He yelled at her about cheating, and why the frick would you pick her, which ended in him storming out and going to a bridge near campus and threatening to jump. It wasn't a high bridge and there wasn't much beneath it, so if he had jumped, he would have been fine. After about 30 minutes on the bridge, she managed to drag him back inside the school where we all awkwardly sat in the bleachers for the rest of the night. After that, I had fully planned on avoiding both of them. However, life doesn't work out how you want it. For spring break, we were going to play at Disney, and guess who was one of my roommates? This is where it all really hit the fan. Because of being her roommate, I was also roped into being in a group with her and Neckbeard. It originally started out as a larger group with others filled with people Neckbeard was trying to impress, and they ditched out as soon as they could, which left just us three. Great. This dude was constantly picking fights with me over every little detail. It reached its peak on day 3. We were walking through one of the parks when she made a joke about us sharing a bed and finally getting the chance to frick. He lost it. He immediately whipped towards me and said, "If you so much as try anything, I'll slit your freaking throat." I'm being a hot-headed freshman and said, "I'd like to see you freaking try, Barch." He immediately took a step towards me, but before anything could happen, his girlfriend stepped between us and told us to knock it off. He saw this as her siding with me and stormed off. She followed. I left to find other people I knew. That altercation led this dude to threaten to stab the other 2 people I hung around for the rest of the trip merely because they were my friends, as well as an awkwardly silent hotel room as his girlfriend and I didn't talk for the rest of the trip or high school. After the trip, I got several angry glares from Neckbeard in band, as well as the hallway for the next 2 years he was in high school. I'm honestly really hoping that girl doesn't have that guy as her boyfriend anymore. Like seriously, if anybody just constantly says that they're gonna off themselves or wants to pick fights with others, that's not really a healthy relationship, and I honestly see that failing really soon. Just advice for anybody who's in a relationship right now: if your significant other threatens to off themselves or do anything if you break up with them, then that is not healthy whatsoever. Our next story comes to us from username ugbitc-h. Neckbeard wouldn't leave me alone while I was at work. P.S. I work at a funeral home. Some background: so I work at a funeral home as a director's assistant. I'm currently in school to be a funeral director. It's not as creepy as you think, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to message me. So working as a DA is a perfect job to get experience. I'm one of the few young people at my work. I'm 20, so I always get asked questions about my job by guests at services I'm working. My basic duties are setting up for funerals, cleaning up after, greeting guests, assisting with paperwork, and leading funeral processions and things like that. While I'm at work, I'm required to wear a suit. It's my choice if it's skirt or pants. Tonight I wore a pencil skirt, a buttoned-up white shirt, a blazer, and a pair of ballet flats. A very sensible outfit if you ask me. Tonight I was working an evening visitation that was 4 hours long, so just a lot of standing and talking to guests. About halfway through, someone walked over to me and stood uncomfortably close. Enter Neckbeard. He was a tall and lanky with greasy long hair and a stubby attempt of a mustache and beard. He was wearing an unbuttoned gray vest over a Spider-Man t-shirt, and I have a cold, so I luckily couldn't smell him, which I'm grateful for. This conversation was what follows. "Excuse me?" "Yes, how can I help you?" I have to ask, why is a fine young woman such as yourself working at a funeral? Well, I'm in school to be a mortician, so this is really good experience. Why would you go to school for that? You could have a nice job like a teacher or nurse. I actually really like my job. I get to help families through a really difficult part of their life. Don't be silly. You don't help families. You just charge them a lot of money for pointless frills that go along with death. At this point, I was uncomfortable and just wanted to get away, so I told him I had to go brew some more coffee for the visitation, and I walked away. A little while later, while I'm greeting people arriving, Neckbeard came back over to me and began chatting again. Lovely service, isn't it? I think it's going really well. It's a great turnout. I can tell insert deceased person's name here was very well loved. Yeah, I didn't know him. My parents made me come with. Now Neckbeard looked at least in his late 20s, so I'm not sure how his parents made him come. Well, it's nice that you decided to come and show your support. Whatever. So what are you doing after this, OP? I had forgot that I had a name tag on, with my first and last name on it. Cleaning up and then going home and sleeping. It's going to be an early morning because I'm working the funeral tomorrow. It was a night visitation with the funeral in the morning. Also, big mistake letting him know I'd be there tomorrow. You'll be here tomorrow? I'll get to see your lovely face again? Yeah, it's my job. Wonderful. You'll light up my day and I'll look forward to chatting tomorrow. Okay, well, I need to keep working. Awkwardly smiled and turned away. At this point, my coworker came over to me and we were just talking business, nothing interesting. Neckbeard just hovered behind me and he continued to follow me the whole night like a vulture. When I finally got off work, can you guess who had found my Facebook and had proceeded to message me and friend request me? That's right, Neckbeard. His message said, "Hello ma'am, lovely seeing you today. I feel like we connected. Did you feel that too? You're so beautiful in your profile picture. I didn't realize you were a figure skater." My profile picture is not of me figure skating. I figure skated when I was younger and he had have looked far into my pictures to find that. I know I'll show you a love that's about figure skating. I'll share it with you tomorrow when we meet again. Until then, kisses. What the frick? So I'm guessing he's going to tell me that I like Yuri on Ice or some stuff, which I do, but I'm not going to let him know that, and he's going to follow me at some service all day tomorrow because yes, of course, a funeral service is the appropriate time to flirt with somebody. A fricking funeral service. I know this isn't a very bad encounter, but I thought it would be kind of funny just because it takes place at a funeral. Edit, I just got off work, I'm literally still in the parking lot, and oh my god, it got so much better. I was trying not to laugh the entire time. So I decided today to bring back one of my old tricks from when I worked at a bar. I wore a fake wedding ring, and when anyone asked, I said I was happily engaged. I filled my coworker in, the adorable 70-year-old man who is sweet as can be, on what's happening. Neckbeard followed me around the entire time, not just during the visitation, but during the actual service. He didn't go into the church chapel, he just sat at the lobby and stared at me. He didn't say a word and just lurked. After their service was done, I began cleaning up. Neckbeard walked over to me and started trying to talk to me. I didn't even hear a word he said before my coworker started with his genius plan that I didn't know about. OP, I'm so happy for you and your fiance. Have you picked a date for the wedding yet? Oh, not yet. It's all just so new. We were thinking next spring though. Spring weddings are so beautiful. I can't wait to get my invite. Neckbeard cut him off. You're engaged? Why did I not hear this before? And surely you didn't have a ring on yesterday. Yeah, I'm engaged and I did have one on. You probably didn't notice. I then shoved my left hand in his face to show him the ring. He then grabbed my hand and tried to pull off the ring. I jumped back and whipped my hand away. The remaining people at the church began to stare. Whoa there, buddy. Calm down. He took a step between us and crossed his arms. I think you need to leave. The service is over. OP is not interested in you and you're acting like a butt. Sir, I mean no disrespect. She's just so lovely and sweet and I know she has feelings for me. We talked last night. You mean you stalked her at her place of work where she can't be rude to a person because she's scared of being fired? Yeah, well, no such luck. Even though she's too scared to be rude, I'm not. I'm 74 and have put up with more bullcrap than this. OP, let's go for a chat. Can I escort you to your car? I'm not comfort. She's not interested, buckaroo. Yes, he really said buckaroo. Now leave before I need to escort you to your car. Neckbeard then huffed and puffed and made his way to his car. I'll update again if he ends up messaging me on Facebook, but in the meantime, oh my god, I love my coworker. Edit, so my post was recently used in a Q-Star video, which I didn't know about until someone messaged me asking about my job. There's a lot of people commenting on the video saying the story is fake or it's exaggerated. I can promise you it's not. The quoting from the conversations is not perfect what I said, but I remember most of it, and it is fairly accurate because I wrote this post and the previous edit almost immediately after I got off work, so it was fresh in my memory. People are saying a reason it's fake is also because my coworker is so old and would be fired for swearing at a guest. The reason he's working there, even though he's 74, is because he's retired a long time ago from being a groundskeeper and was bored with all his free time, so he works part-time, only doing about one service a week. And he is one of the most well-liked employees by staff, management, and guests. So he would have no chance in getting fired over one thing like this, especially because it was in defense of me. I'm not sure how I can prove this is real. Beyond that, I'm not sharing my personal social media or photos, and I'm not linking to my work's website. I will have to say, you have an amazing coworker, and I'm glad he stood up for you, and I'm just kind of glad that he's been around long enough to just not give a crap about losing his job because he knows he won't get fired. And yeah, why would anybody think a funeral home is the best place to pick up women? Especially those who are employed who are forced to be there. Anybody in the comments below, let me know if you've ever clocked into work with the mindset of, ooh, I wonder if I'll pick up a customer today. And with that, that is going to have to be it for the video. If you had liked what you had seen, be sure to like the video, comment down below what you liked about the video, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications, and check out the Discord in the description box down below. Thank you for watching, and I will be sure to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.